Go and lie down. Stop it. Hiya, I look awful today. Excuse, I'm feeling rough as anything. So I am here. I am chatting. I hope you are well, New Forestry Arms. I am just trying to get one step ahead of myself today for this week, so I don't have to do any blending during the week. I've got things I want to do, things I need to do. So I'm just trying to get one step ahead. Yeah, so I'm just recycling some bats today for tomorrow's listings. Hi Ali, hi Liz. So fair was alright yesterday, could have been better, could have done with some advertising instead of just putting on a couple of pages on Facebook. I own it, stop it love, go on. So I sold one of my hand spun crocheted shawls to a fellow stall holder yesterday, so she absolutely fell in love with it, so she bought that. I'm not here, I'm here but I'm not stopping. Oh okay. I'll catch you later for a chat anyway. So yeah, did that yesterday, and a lady wanted to buy my new hedgerow Masham locks, but her husband ended up buying the full lot of them, so the 142 grams, so I gave him a discount for that. So yeah, so I think I made, minus the stall, I made about 42 quid yesterday, so it wasn't too bad. That was just selling 2 items. So not sure if I'm going to go next month, because I've got obviously Christmas clubs of Christmas stuff I've got to really get stuck into getting them sorted out. Hence I need to get one step ahead and bring my week forward a little bit. So if the noise gets too much with the scratchiness, I do apologise, just tell me and I'll stop for a bit. So I'm just deciding what to go with. Do I want to make this? So I'm got Ascension, the bat today. So it's Wensleydale, Jacob, Cheviot, Merino, and then all hand dyed, and then bamboo, sari silk, tweed, and some trilobal in there. So I don't know, I might make it darker actually, go for more of a darker blue. No, not in the hedgerow. Yes, in the hedgerow the whole lot went, all the 142 grams of it. She only wanted like 8 grams, 25 grams, and I was weighing it out and her husband says how much for the lot, or how much is there, and I says, well, there's about 142 grams here, so he worked out how much it would be for that. He says, how much? I says, blah blah blah. I says, right, well, I'll take 32 in cash for it. So yeah, so it's all gone. Oh, you need to move, love, don't lie there. Yeah, so it's all gone. You had your eye on that. Well, do you know what, love, if I can remember what colours I used, you know, I can make it up for you. I think I might still have some mushroom left. I can't stand it. But I do have Teeswater in Wensleydale anyway, Liz. So if you want some, let me know. And I'll dye them in the same colours. I might do another set of them the end of the week. Because I am dying to get this loom warped up. But I've got some really lovely material for doing spinner's pennies. I was intending on putting another one on last week, but I wasn't quite happy with the way it was coming out. So yeah, so I vetoed that the blue one. I wasn't happy with it. So if you're not happy with it and you got saying forget it, then I forget it. So that's what I did. So I put that to one side and I ordered some other materials. Some lovely navy blue with white embroidered squares all over it, and a gorgeous coastal linen one. So I'll put at least 2 new crafters pennies on the website later on in the week. So yeah, that's what I've got to do. Just got to weigh this wool up. Oh. So yeah, the market, I don't know what it is about people around here. They don't seem to understand that social media is the place to be, and reach out to your local shops and ask if you just stick up a printed flyer or something in the shop windows, and then more people, because a lot of people kept saying yesterday, oh, we didn't know this was on. And though, I mean, at the end of the day, £15 is not a massive amount of money to lose out on the grand scheme of things, but it is if you're not you're enjoying your Pinny Hilly. Thank you very much for the review the other day, darling. I really appreciate that. Yeah, for those of you who have ever bought from me, I've actually got a business reviews on Google. So if you just type in woollycottage.com, the links to my website and everything on there, and you can leave reviews and pictures and everything, and I always respond to them, as everybody knows. So yeah, it'd have been nice if they'd have done a bit more, but then to be fair, they've only done 2 since coming back out of lockdown. Oh, so yeah, but no, it was all right. There was a couple of people there I actually already know, which was cool. It sort of settled my nerves a little bit, but I was an absolute wreck underneath, just looking for some more colour. What shall I go with? What's that? Oh, black. Oh, just shy. Just shy. What else have I got? What else have I got? Oh, that might do. Some black, no, not black. Some chocolate brown sari silk with those blues and oranges might look cool. So yeah, just trying to get ahead. I really, even more reason to put your flyers up. Yeah, I had my flyers with me, love. Liz, I've just sent a screenshot of an email that I've just had from a lady that met me yesterday. I don't want to go any further, but apparently I need to get someone to proofread all my flyers, all my advertisement and my entire website, because it makes me look unprofessional, because I'm grammatically incorrect. And even though, I mean, some of you know where it's like you name something a product, and yeah, okay, it's not spelt correctly, but it's spelt with an artistic license. So yeah, a very funny, amusing email that I'm not going to go any further into, and I'm not going to respond to it. Oh dear, I'm a one-man band. So yeah. So, but apparently, but I think I'm a professional person. Spelling errors amiss. Hey ho. But yeah, I had all my flyers with me. I'm not even going to repeat that. My flyers and everything else, yes, I have loads of them, and I take them with me everywhere anyway. So they're thinking, and I've cancelled the shelf at Moshi Beads as well, partly because they're not advertising anything or showing any of my products on any of their posts. And last month, I think they sold 2 or 3 of my items. By the time I paid the rent, and they took they charged me rent and commission. So by the time I got that back and paid the rent, I was left with £2.20 to my name for the work that goes into doing what I'm doing. So I made a decision last week that enough's enough. If you're not going to value me as an independent creator, and stop going on about it being a niche market, because every craft is a niche market. Whether you do glass beads, whether you do stitch markers, whether you make your own drop spindles, it's all a niche market at the end of the day, but it's down to you to help promote that business. That's what it's all about. If you're going to invest in people's livelihoods, then you should be promoting everybody. Not just the ones you think will make money. So yeah, so don't bother looking for me there, but you do know that you can contact me and come and visit me by appointment. More than welcome to. Back door entrance only. Yeah, the workman's entrance. You're more than welcome to come and pop in, see me, let me know if you're coming up in the area, and I will make time. I'll put the kettle on, I'll make some butties, and see if we could come up with something that's specific to you. They didn't deserve me, Liz, oh thank you, but you're just biased. You're biased. You're one of my oldest customers. They're lost at the end of the day. Oh, and by the way, Liz, within seconds of me telling them that I wasn't coming back or bringing any, I was coming to pick up my stock, she took my stock off the shelf. And in the pictures next day she posted, there's none of my stocks on the shelf, even though they've charged me rent for another month. So, talk about spit your dummy out. So yes, very, very bad ethics. You don't treat people like that. So what am I doing with this Ascension? I have got a gorgeous smog grey Shetland. So it's got like a really dark charcoal in the grey and speckles of lighter grey in here. And then obviously I've got me bats. So these should turn out quite pretty actually. And then I have got also some lovely Shetland that I dyed up last week. These ones, really autumnal colours. Do you know, I've not got the right light today again. So they're browns and greys, the dusky tones in there, and magnolias. So I'm going to split one of those up, or divide them between the two of them and stick them on. So yeah, that's what's going on the website tomorrow. Or maybe later on, see how I feel. And then I've got pennies to make up for this week. I've got advents that I need to start dividing up to the minis, so I'll start that this week. And I really want to get onto this flaming loom that I picked up last week. I've measured out the warp from all my hand spun, so that's ready. I just needed to make some battens for warping, so we've done those, so I can now get it warped up. And I've got my YouTube videos I've got to do. So I've got batty clubs, I've done 3 already, I've got 2 more to do, so I'll probably film them this afternoon for YouTube. And I might do another recycled bat video, because I'll be doing a couple of recycled bats into new bats anyway sometime this week when I find a spare minute. There's just not enough hours in the day at the moment. Ooh. So what's everybody been up to? Anybody done anything interesting this last week? Oh, what's that? Oh, do you know what will look nice with this? Oh, some bronze, because I've got chocolate brown sari silk. Oh, bronze Angelina. Oh, that will look nice. Oh, brown and blue really does look pretty. I do love those colours together. I find them quite soothing. So, yeah, so I've been doing some spinning. I did some spinning yesterday at the fair as well, which always entertains the kids. The kids love it. They can never understand. Well, one little girl walked past me and she went, "Oh, that must take you forever to do." And really, really polite. I was like, well, yes, but no, you don't notice it when you start spinning. So I showed her one of the shawls that I'd hand spun and dyed and everything else, and then she realised that you can actually make stuff with them, having to explain. And then I had one lady ask me if I would do some sort of workshop for kids at the local school. Got Hampshire Open Studios this week, so out every day. Oh, what does do you know, when we lived down there, I don't think I ever heard of that. What does it entail? The Hampshire Studios. I'm just unplugging this because my iPad's going to run out, and I'll not be happy if my iPad's not ready to watch a movie after this. It just keeps me going. Yeah, Hampshire Open Studios. I'll have to Google that later on. If it's anything of interest that I can pass on to my stepdaughter who still lives down there. They're all down in Fareham. So I'll let her know if it's somewhere that she can go with the obedient baby. Good, you know, this house is roasting. Phil's put the fire on, and this room is right above the fireplace. It's the warmest room in the house, and it's sweltering in here. My glasses are about to fall off my face. Oh dear me. So what else have I got to go on the website? I did some pod bags for this fair, Felter's bag. So I've got two. Well, I've got three of them, but I'm going to keep one. Just so if I ever get a fluff rescue through, I've got a pod already made up. Or I might just put the bag on the website itself. So yeah, so I made these bags up the other day, and the Felter's starter kit. So the dog's completely crashed. So what did I do with them? So these. So my usual pod bags, I'll send you a link. Basically, artists of all sorts open their homes and galleries to display their stuff and sell. Could be any craft. Oh wow, that sounds fantastic. I don't remember anything being like that when we lived down there. And I was down there for about 4 years, down in Whiteley. So yeah, so in these pod bags, I've done 3 50-gram mini bats, and I have put in 25 grams of locks and pure wool carded, so you can use it for core wool. And then I ordered some of these in a while back, and I just hadn't got around to putting them on the website. But these are kits that I'd made up myself with different size needles. So you've got your cross and your reverse needles in there, and your 32s and blah 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 gauges. So it's just a little mix, and then a little needle, felting needle holder, just to get you started. So I put these together the other day for the Artisans Fair, and quite a few people were like, oh, that was lovely. Look on Facebook. I will do. We have a similar art trail here in Aberdeenshire called the North East Open Studios. Love it. Should have something like that here. Honest to goodness. Just miss out on such a trick. There seems to be, where we live, it seems to be more about the local power plant and how much money they invest in the town, but yet there's no jobs. There's no shops. There's nowhere to buy clothes. If you want to buy clothes, you've got to go all the way into Carlisle. So, no. So, yeah, I've got 2 of these. I'm putting them on the website tomorrow. So, I need to get some photos taken of those. Oh. But they won't be wrapped up like my usual fluff rescues. They're just beginner's felter kits. But if you are buying it for somebody and you print it aside for Christmas, let me know and I'll wrap it up for you. That's no problem. So what else? Yeah, this is going to be a really dark, moody blend. This. Stick some glitter in there. Yeah, as far as I know, there's nothing like that in Cumbria. Not that I've seen in any Facebook groups. Seem to be a little bit behind on everything here, whether it's down to promotions or venues and distance as well, because we don't really have a proper public transport or anything like that here. It's all aimed at the tourists, not at the people that actually live here, which is such a shame. And majority of the crafters that were there yesterday, they do these market crafts nearly every day of the week, selling their stuff. And none of them, as far as I was aware, had a website. Or maybe the kitchen gardener, the cook lady, she makes her own condiments and stuff like that. I think she has a website because she goes to different fairs and stuff like that, foodie ones. So she probably had something. But nobody else that I could see. And even a few admitted that though they've got Facebook pages, they don't really use them. So I don't know. just always led to believe that the social platform is the best place to get going and be found. I would think it would be a great draw for tourists. Exactly. I mean, I'd be quite happily putting everything downstairs and then sorting it around in my yards and stuff like that with like units and things. At least that way they're not coming upstairs. But yeah, I'd quite happily do something like that. Honest God mystery trick. And the thing is, people come to Lake District and don't even realise that we've got a really gorgeous coastal line. Really, really pretty coast as well. But not many people are aware of it unless they've been coming up here for years and maybe pitched a caravan down at Beckermit or down at St Bees. There's a massive caravan park. There used to be an open house thing here before I moved away. It seems to be the further south you go, the more opportunities there are. The further north you come, unless you're from that sort of larger environment where there's lots of people crafting and they're all getting together as a cooperative, then you can sort of work together in partnership and create something. But no, there doesn't seem to be that type of, I don't know. I wouldn't know where to start if I wanted to do it myself. Just maybe get other people involved in it. Maybe later down the line when I'm not so all over the place. I don't even know if I can fit any more on this limb today. Gonna have a catch up what's going on now. So what else? I think that's about it. It's been a good week. It's not been too bad. Feeling a little bit anxious, but I think I've got a fibro flare brewing up. That's because the weather doesn't know whether it's coming or going, which doesn't help. But it's just trying to get myself back on an even keel again. The area now you're in is very craft. Exactly, down in Wales they seem to have that, even though it's like smaller close-knit communities. There's definitely a lot more opportunities like that. You still got your cottage industries. There's definitely not like that where I am. Maybe the further you go into the Lake District, the more opportunities there are. But a lot of those people actually either work in the service industry or they're all travelling to get over to Carlisle to work or over to here to the power station. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword. And I've been working here and doing this for the last 3-4 years and not a single person knew about me, which is fine. Fine. I'm a well-kept secret. I don't mind. Though I did have one woman that questioned my theory that merino isn't the only wool that you can felt with. Sometimes that's the reason why I don't really like doing craft fairs, is I just cannot be doing with criticism from people, uneducated criticism. You come and do my job and we'll see how you feel about that afterwards. Yeah, that drum card is not happy, doesn't want to take any more. Oh. This is going to be really, really moody. Moody. Dark bat, hints of blues, greys, tints of oranges. Oh. Try to think what it makes me think of. Oh. Another one of those to make. So yeah, so it's a hard thing to sort of range. I mean, would I ever want to do the wool shows? I don't know. Like the bigger ones. Got to educate them. I know, really. It's just some people think they know everything, don't they? And they don't really. I would love to do some sort of show later down the line, but I don't think I could do it on my own. And my stock, I don't have masses of stock because I am only a little business, so I'd be constantly blending for an entire year on the hopes that I would sell everything, which I reckon I would. But I think a day event maybe might be the way to go for me. I couldn't do it for 2 days. My nerves would be shattered. With fibro, when you're dealing with it on the anxiety side of it, you're like a swan. Like, you look graceful and fine, and you can talk to people as much as you want, but underneath you're like that. Oh my God, will everyone go away, leave me? And then it hits you a couple of days later. And that's what it is with me and my fibro. People just don't realise that I'm struggling underneath. But hey ho, you've lived with it for most of my life, so without even knowing. Yeah, me and Liz, a double act. Me and Liz keep threatening that we're going to do the Woolly Wales next year together. And we're going to push her there by hook or by crook in an Asda trolley if I have to. Oh. Yeah, well, I'll have to practice on my Welsh accent so I can go in as a fake Welshie. Oh, this looks really, really nice. And it's awful because you can't see in this light. Oh, that's pretty. It makes me think. Oh, you're not going to be able to see this. You can't appreciate the sparkles. Let me see if I can turn it around. There's not purple in that, that's blue. Look at the sparkles in that. But it's actually dark greys and blacks. No, you can't see in this light. Oh, it'll be on the website later on anyway. Yeah. I might have to see if I can find some pretty locks to go with them. Both got rubbish health, so between us we'll make a good one. Yeah, I said I'll whiz you there. We'll stick you in an Asda trolley. And we'll grab another Asda trolley for all our stuff to go in, and we'll probably have to grab a Tesco's trolley to attach to that, and we'll whiz it all the way there. We'll get there between the both of us, me and my nerves and you and your health. We're like Steptoe's son. Oh dear. Oh, it's so warm. And I can't open the window. Oh, I can't. She's moved. Oh dear. Hold on a second. I need to open up this window. That made no blinking odds of difference. So what shall I do? I think I might have a sit down and drink my matcha tea. Oh. Have my matcha tea for a bit. Oh. Oh, crikey. Yeah, I can't see a flaming thing. I want to move. There we go. That's better. Oh dear me. Right, flaming dog. Okay, down you go. So what else? So I've got planned. I haven't really got any plans. I just need to think about what I'm doing for videos this week. So I think I'll do my Batty Club filming this afternoon. You'll have to visit a guild for a day. A road trip. Guild-wise. Right, I have a guild. There is a guild down in Lancashire. I think it's actually in Lancaster. I think they call themselves the West Lakes Guild or something like that, just on the border, just down from Kendal or something it is. But that takes 2 hours to get there. And then the nearest one, otherwise, is up in, I think it's Dumfries and Galloway, and that's another 2 hours north. There is no guilds here in Cumbria. None at all. There's the Woolly Clip, but they're not a guild. They're a cooperative of farmers who make their own items and sell them from the Wool Clip shop. And I keep meaning to reach out to them to see if I could maybe rent a space or how they go about it and put something mine in there. But at the end of the day, it costs petrol, and I don't drive, and I have to wait for days where Phil's not at work to get anywhere. So practicality-wise, it's just not for me. But I do guild orders. They have reached out to me, and I've done big orders for them. So, yeah, road trip-wise, so start one. I wouldn't know where to start. And nobody really knows where we are neither. And there's not many venues that you can use in this area to rent out, like social clubs and stuff like that. They're very, very picky. We've got a social club, an old miners club across the road, and they've just modernised that, and it's just been opened up by two brothers. They took over the licence. And we've got the rugby club, and then down in Parton, in the next little village just a little bit down, they've got the community centre in there, but they don't like people from Lauca. That old mentality. So it's something to put feelers out for, but I just don't imagine being able to get anybody that'd be interested in this area. I don't know. It's something I'd have to research into, and maybe try and create some sort of community on Facebook and see if anybody would be interested. But then I only have 2 spinning wheels. But then I suppose that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to bring a spinning wheel with you. It could be everything from spinning, weaving, knitting, felting, whatever you felt like doing, but some sort of fibre guilds, because I have heard that there are guilds where it's supposed to be about spinning, but a lot of people don't spin. It's or weaving or something else. So I think it should be a guild that's a lot of open to all fibre crafts, I think, instead of just the one, and make it more inclusive, because sometimes it feels like there's no room for what's the word I'm looking for? There's no room for other skills just because you don't know or have never tried it yourself. I think I'm looking for the terminology, but I can't think of it myself at the moment. But yeah, maybe later down the line, sort of maybe look into it more and see if there's viable places around where I live. But we don't have public transport. I think we've got one bus that comes into our village, and you have to get. Oh, it's just stupid the way that transport is here. I've never known anything like it. But maybe down the line start one. But I think I would have to get somebody else involved that lives near me to help me out, because I don't want to be so responsible for that. I just haven't got the anxiety levels to deal with that responsibility on my own. It's something you'd want to do with somebody else. Yeah, I think that's the only way I could do that. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I've got another one in there, haven't I? So yeah, maybe, or just weavers and spinners and dyers guild days. Some just bring knitting, some just, yeah, exactly. As I say, there's a couple of groups that just want spinners in there, and what you're going to do with your spinning afterwards, you're not allowed to sit there and do your knitting or whatever while you're there. I don't know. I've never been to a guild, so I don't know. I can't criticise. I can't say what. I can only go on by what people have said to me about their local guilds all over the country. Some people can't get into them. Some people, when they contact them, they won't respond. Or if they've got too many people, too many members, they're just sorry, they're going to waiting list and they won't help them out. So I mean, that's not good, especially if you're trying to get people to come and learn how to spin as well. You really need to make them inclusive, and even if they just come in for an afternoon just to get a feel for it, because that's all some people want, is just for somebody to sit there and help them decide whether spinning would be for them or not. You see, that's the type of guild that you need, Hill. Is that you're saying your guild is very welcoming and a wide range of interests. Exactly, and I think that's what it should be with guilds, not just one and that's it. That's not inclusive, I think, is the word I'll try to look for. It's not inclusive in different fibre crafts, because just because you spin doesn't mean that you don't use that spinning wool in some sort of other type of crafts, where not just knitting. I'm on about like felting or whatever, because I know that I've sold art yarn to felters and they use it in their projects. Yeah, tester days. Yeah, but I mean, I've heard people that live in different counties on the spinners pages and stuff like that, saying they've tried to reach out to their local guild and they've either been non-responsive or just blatantly just turned around and said, I'm sorry, but we're too full, and not giving them any alternatives or suggested, I'll tell you what, I'll meet up with you and I can help you out and maybe see if you want to get started. See, yeah, so you guys are lucky then. So maybe it's just a minority of people that are finding it hard to get in to guilds or to get to speak to them. I'm only going by what I've heard and what I've read on Facebook pages, that they find it really, really hard to get involved in any type of guilds. And that's not inclusive of the last year in COVID. And I know a lot of guilds have been doing online Zoom sessions every week or every couple of weeks to keep their members involved. And that's how I ended up doing one of those guild orders, was because they were all in lockdown and they usually have a talker or somebody coming in. So instead they ordered fibre from me as mixed sets instead. So that's how that happened. So, yeah. What time are we at? Oh, 20 to 2. Oh, I'll have to think about making dinner today as well. I want a steak. A nice little bit of steak. You take your wheel and you let everyone have a go. Well, there was a lass yesterday that bought my shawl yesterday. And she does tie-dye clothes for babies and stuff. And she was really excited when she saw me spinning wheel. And I just said to her, you take my business card, I will teach you how to do it. It's no problem. If I've got time to do it, I'll arrange it. So, and I'm always offering people that I'm quite happy to teach them how to do it. The previous group you were in made you feel like I wasn't good enough. So sadly there was some in some groups. I think it's a hit and a miss. If you've got an older age, maybe, I don't know, and don't tell me off, but maybe if you've got a group of people that are set in their ways of a certain age group, or a certain clique, shall we say, they don't want outsiders, and that's bad, because when they all start leaving the group through one reason or another, then that group won't exist and you'll need to get new members in. Yours can be a little bit cliquey as well. Some online groups are not kind neither. No. And I have found in recent weeks that you don't even have to meet the person for them to criticise and be able to nearly knock your business down neither. So, yeah. Some people think they've got a God-given right to open this up instead of keeping their opinions to themselves. So, yeah. There are some people out there that have turned from curtain twitching. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, the imperfect pearl. There's a saying that we have over here, the curtain twitchers, but then social media turned up and they all turned into keyboard warriors. And now we've got a generation of people that are coming in thinking they can say what they like to people without any consequences and say what they want and not care whether it hurts their feelings or if it's comes across as just downright wrong. Just keep your opinions to yourself. You've got nothing nice to say, don't say it, just scroll on by. So yeah, that's my rant for the day. Got nothing nice to say. Walk on. I haven't got the patience for annoying people. Like, am I actually going out there and bothering you? I don't leave my house. I don't bother anybody. So stop bothering me. And then people email me critically, which is becoming quite amusing. Yeah, so yes, coming very amusing at the moment. So yes, the old curtain twitchers, the snowflakes and the keyboard warriors all need to have a right good word with themselves. What happened to the days when people were just emos and would stay to them, like keep to their own little group of people? had someone tell you shouldn't spin without learning the spindle very well before I could even try spinning. Some people are stalwarts. I learned to spin on a drop spindle. Firstly, it was only because I didn't want to spend money that I couldn't afford to at the time until I knew that I could actually do it. And I took off with the drop spindle. If I was to teach somebody to spin, I would probably start off with the drop spindle just for them to get the idea of the energy of the twist and everything else, and the control with the hands and things like that. And then straight after that I'd be straight on the spinning wheel. But I don't think it's a hard and fast rule. I mean, I would say that the drop spindle would have been 100 years ago something that Granny would have passed on to the kiddies and told them to sit there and spin this fluff while she sat there and did the actual spinning wheel to make the jumper for whatever she was going to sell at the market or for whoever. Tried the spindle and didn't take to it. E-wheel was easier for you. See, it's the same. I mean, I took to the wheel like Dr. Water, really. I mean, after a couple of minutes of trying to realising what I was doing, but I started off on a double treadle wheel. And my Fantasia that's downstairs. You hated the drop spindle and got on far better with your wheel. Love spindle spinning now. Yeah, because you've understood what it is that you needed to do. Some people just can't take to it. Some people take to the spinning wheel really, really quickly, which is brilliant. But you need to be able to go and try one out for the day to see if it's for you or not. Some people can't do the spinning wheel whatsoever and love just doing drop spindling or the Russian spindles. What else are the... Oh, Liz uses one, kick spindles. Never tried one of those myself. The reason I like the spinning wheel is because it keeps my back straight and I don't have to have my arm out all the time when I'm drafting, because my issues are up my top, as I've said before. So it's just too painful for me to do that for long periods of time. So for me, the spinning wheel is easier and I keep myself propped up as well. But yeah, so some people say that if you're going to learn to spin, you need to do it on a drop spindle. If you haven't got much money, it's my issue. The Turkish spindle was hard. Or the little folding ones. Yeah, because it only takes... you're generally only getting like a lace weight single yarn off the Turkish spindles. I've been looking for one of those for ages. You love sport spindles. They do look really, really pretty. You learn at the Wealden download place, a repair shop, or to spin. I'm self-taught. It was YouTube that taught me how to spin. That's where I learnt to do it. I started off watching Grace Shalom Hopkins on there. I don't really watch her videos that much now, but that's who I started off with. The name will come to me in a minute. Oh, do you know, I'm a nightmare for names. Oh, what is her name? And I've got her books as well. She does the art yarn spinning on her drop spindles as well as doing really gorgeous art yarn spinning on a wheel. I have her books. I can't remember her flaming name. Martin Yu. The YouTube taught me. Yeah, I'm a monkey see, monkey do. Try Ist Crafts on Isle of Wight. Okay. Martin Yu. First name will come to me in a minute. So I watched her as well. And there is a lady that is based in South America, but she's American. You love her, yeah? Ashley Martineau. I have her books downstairs. And she was the other one that I started watching. And then when I started experimenting with dyes, and now this woman is my hero, it's Nicole Frost Yarns. She's my hero. I love the way that she wants to help people with teaching and everything else, and her past and her history, and the fight that she's come through to get where she is today strikes a chord with me, because I've struggled to get where I am today, and it's this that's helped me become back to who I am again. And she's the same. And if I could pass on a bit of knowledge to other people, or even just different ways of doing things, then it's karma at the end of the day, because I started off with no help from anybody else but watching people on TV, on YouTube, and if I could do that for somebody else, then that's cool. It's passing on a bit of knowledge, and that's what we're supposed to do when we're out here in this lifetime, is help people learn, keep skills alive. Because if we all get wiped out tomorrow and there's no electric and we've got no computers, at least a few of us know how to spin wool and knit clothes. At the end of the day, we'll become the millionaires because everybody will be wanting our stuff. So yeah, if a power cut happens tomorrow and it hits the entire world like those videos, those films are, yeah, Yarn Frost is a giver. Yeah, she is really, really good. We have a chat now and again, but she's been really busy and she's just trying to get sorted out with her Christmas stuff at the moment. So yeah, I was hoping to treat myself to her blending packs the other month, but by the time I worked out how much it would cost me, not just postage but my customs fees, it would have been ridiculous. So in the end I just couldn't afford it. So I ended up getting one of her free printables that she actually sent me, a PDF for her, one of her yarn books, because I donate to her on her Ko-fi page as well, once or twice a month. So yeah, I help her out a little bit as much as I can, because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't know how to die. But yeah, you just got to pass it on. If somebody's giving you knowledge for free, then if you need to pass it on for free as well. It's not something you keep to yourself. It's not a secret. You're just making those steps a little bit easier for somebody else. Oh, I've got the itchiest nose. So yeah, Nicole Frost is cool. There's a couple of others that I like to watch on YouTube that do intuitive weaving, so like using art yarns and things like that, not just doing DK weight or single weight yarns or using manufactured yarns. So yeah, I watch quite a few of them. I actually do watch a lot of YouTube. I love watching vloggers. My favourites for the last year, I've been watching Jonna Jinten in Sweden. She's brilliant. Love watching her videos. And then I've been watching Jess and Jeremiah on Roots to Refuge, who have just moved from Arkansas down to Carolina. So I've been watching them, and I watch Weeping Willow Farms, who've just bought their farm over. So yeah, I watch these religiously while I'm working. So I do I do watch a lot of as Phil says, a lot of rubbish. So yeah, I like to watch I like watching the homesteading sort of things. Those type of people are down to earth. But you should watch The Imperfect Pearl. Watch Roots to Refuge. Watch Jess and Jeremiah. Really they do come across a really nice couple. He's ex-armed forces. Started from scratch on their own little piece of land. But definitely worth a watch. So she just talks about her gardens and stuff like that, and growing from the land and all their animals. And she's written a few books as well, helping people get started in gardening and things like that. But yeah, she's pretty cool. I like her. Oh God, this knows I'm in for an argument with somebody. Oh, I need to think of a name for this. What's it called? What's what called, love? More blues and greys now. Start finishing this off. But yeah, Ashley Martin books are really good to watch, to read. You can get them on Amazon. I think there's only one of them available on there at the moment. But the pictures are really good. What you watch, right? So you want to, if you want to watch the Scandinavian lass, that's Jonna Jinten. J-O-A-N-N. A. A bit like Joanna, but it's not. Jinten, Jinton. She's on Instagram as well, but her stuff's really, really pretty. She's just a vlogger, but she does the most amazing, fantastic, self-inclusive photography, landscape photography, and she wears all these hippie dresses and things like that, really beautiful, pretty stuff. And she's just, her and her boyfriend just recently bought a house, I think it was last year or the year before, and then they got married. So yeah, so there's all those sort of things on there. And then you've got Roots to Refuge, they're on YouTube. It's like home. If you YouTube homestead farming, they should practically come up the top. And then the other one is it Whispering Willow Farms. So those are the main ones that I watch quite often. I watch a Birmingham couple that have been doing a renovation of a shepherd's barn, like a stone built one in Portugal. I don't mind watching them, and they are alright. The accent goes through me a little bit sometimes because they're from Birmingham, but they're called the Indie Project, and they're back in the UK at the moment, but they are on YouTube, and they're not too bad to watch if you don't mind watching travelling vlogs, because they literally lived out they lived on a houseboat to start with, and they sold that and they bought a transit van and rigged it out so they could live in it, and they travelled all over Europe and they went to America and Canada and stuff like that, and then eventually they bought a plot of land in Portugal and they've been renovating the shepherd's barn on that to make it into a mini house. So yeah, they're quite good to watch now and again. Sometimes they could come across a bit whingy, but then they are British, so you have to get on with that. What's life without a good whinge? So yeah, definitely give them ones a look up. So yeah, I do watch a lot of YouTube. What are we going with? Oh, I forgot my Sarah Silk to go in this one. So yeah, I do that, and then we've got Netflix and Disney, so I watch bits on there. But to be fair, when I'm not really watching it, I'm listening to it in the background, because I cannot, for the love of money, sit in a room in pure and utter silence. The Soulful Spinner, do you know, I think I follow her, but I haven't, pardon me, I haven't sat and watched her for a while. Now, who else? Grace Shalom Hopkins is quite alright to watch. She's got a bit of a squeaky voice. She does have conditions though, so she explains things differently. But she's definitely worth a watch if you do, what's the word I'm looking for? If you're just starting out with spinning, she's definitely someone to go and look at, and that's where I get my ideas from for different types of, not so much different types of blending bats, but more to do with how to divide them and create, so you can create different types of yarns. So I watch her and a couple of other ones from America that help inspire me and taught me how to do those things. Audible books, I listen to Audible books, but we generally seem to listen to our Audible books when it's pouring down with rain and we've got the fire on, or it's winter, because the dark nights are coming in now. We are getting dark here. I would say it's dusky by about 8 o'clock at the moment. I don't know about anyone else in the country, but definitely up here. So it's practically dark by 9:15 at the moment, dusk. Definitely. So it won't be long. Won't be long until it's 4 o'clock and I've got the lamps on. But Audible books, yes, that's when we listen to the Audible books. I've got a couple of favourite books on there that I love, because I love historical adventure, crusade typing books, good fight 'em ups. So my favourite author is a guy called Stuart Binns, and he has, I think it's a quadrilogy. I can't even say that word. Well, it's definitely a trilogy of books, but I'm sure he brought out another book after the first three, and the first one of that set's called 1066. Outlander, got all the Outlander books. I have every single one of them, and I bought them when I lived in Warrington for a little lady who used to do a second-hand book stall. And if you took in an old book of yours, she would give you £1.50 discount off the second-hand book that you were going to buy from her. So whenever I used to always try and aim for buying every book that an author released so I could have the full set. And I used to have the full set of P.D. Robs, so I have the entire set of the Dallas books. I did have all of the Outlander books, but I have moved 4 times since I had that full set. Try them on Audible. I have actually got them already on Audible, but not on Audible on my USB. So I have them already. But whenever we listen to it, all you get is Phil criticising the Scottish accent. So yeah, Diana Galbadon, she's good. She's just brought out a new book. I haven't read it yet. Who else is my favourite? Barbara Erskine. Love reading Barbara Erskine. So I've got all of her books, but I actually started collecting the Audible on the app. So I've got, I think I've got about half of her books at the moment. Game of Thrones Audible, will not listen to that. I have the entire box set for TV and I'm happy. We've got the books and I've never ever ever picked them up, never read them. Harry Potter, love Harry Potter, but I've never read the books. But I do have the Stephen Fry Audible book set on USB, so we can listen to it whenever we want, and it's absolutely hilarious. Stephen Fry is such a funny man. So yeah, I've got them. What else? Phil likes to listen to a guy called Tad Williams. I think his name's Tad Williams. He does those future fantasy sort of books. He likes listening to those. But I find them really odd because, yeah, God, see this nose. Tad Williams, him and a couple of other authors all know that George guy that wrote Game of Thrones. So when you listen to this story, it's like a full set of books, an anthology just like Game of Thrones, I find it too similar. And according to Phil, the chronicler of all chronicling books of fantasy, he says it's because they all sort of work together and bounced ideas off of each other. So you may find some stories or some characters that sound similar, and I just can't be doing with that. So I'll stick to Game of Thrones. Loved it, and we'll keep watching it. Walking Dead, oh, I haven't watched that for a while, but I'm waiting till it finishes. And my utmost favourite TV programme ever, Supernatural. Now, who's watched Supernatural? I need to know whether you're a Team Sam or a Team Dean. So I'm still waiting for the very last half of the last season, and I'll be gutted if that's never on telly again. Amazing. I just love watching the Winchester brothers. So I might have to see if I can find them on telly later on. Love watching Sam and Dean. Right, what time are we at? Because I will have to go in a second. So we are now at the 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. So yeah, go and look up if anybody's watched Supernatural. I need to know what team you're on, because it could be the descendant as to ever getting another discount code off me ever again. Right, I am going to love you and leave you. Thank you very much. Sorry for the tired looking face. I'm going to get on with some work and then go and get my Sunday dinner ready. So you guys have a lovely Sunday. Relax, chill out, go and do some spinning, and I will see you through the week. Any suggestions for videos or what you want me to do, drop me a message and I can sort something out for not this week's content but the week after. Bye.